In this video, I will be showing you how to work a two-colour brioche stitch, which looks like this. And it's a chunky rib stitch, and when you're working in two colours, you can see that it differs slightly from one side to the other. You can see our pink lemonade yarn here, but on the other side, the jog grey yarn is more defined. And in this video, I'll be using our Shipaka yarn in pink lemonade and lipstick red. And I'll be using one of our 3.5 circular knitting needles. Let's get started. To work in two-colour brioche, we'll be working in the round over an even number of stitches. So I've cast on my even number of stitches and joined it in the round, and so now I'm ready to begin. To work this pattern, you will first need to work a setup row, and you should do this in the same colour yarn which you cast on with. So in this case, we're using lipstick red in our Shipaka yarn. So begin by knitting your first stitch, like so. Next, bring the yarn through to the front of your work in between the two needles. Now you're going to slip your next stitch purlwise, like so. After this, insert your right needle into the next stitch and bringing your yarn over your needle, knit that stitch. So you formed a yarn over whilst also simultaneously knitting the next stitch. And you'll repeat these steps right around your first round to do the setup round. So bring your yarn to the front of your work, slip the next stitch purlwise, and then knit the next stitch while simultaneously forming your yarn over. Bring the yarn to the front of your work, slip the next stitch purlwise, knit the next stitch. So keep repeating those steps until you've worked around your entire round and you will have formed your setup round for two-colour brioche stitch. Now that you've completed your setup round, it's time to begin your first of your two pattern rounds to create the two-colour brioche pattern. So begin by taking your contrast yarn, and we're using pink lemonade in our Shipaka yarn. Take the yarn and lie it so that it's at the front of your work. Slip the first stitch purlwise, and now take your contrasting yarn and bring it right round your right needle to create a yarn over. Next, purl the next stitch and its accompanying yarn over together. Like so. Slip the next stitch purlwise and then bring your yarn right around your needle to create a yarn over. Then purl your next two stitches together. So keep repeating those steps to work the first of your two pattern rows. So take the yarn, so purl your next stitch, take the yarn right round your needle, and then purl the next two stitches together. Slip the next stitch purlwise, take the yarn right around your needle, purl the next stitch and its accompanying yarn over together. Just keep repeating those steps until you've worked right around your whole round and your first pattern round will be complete. Now that you've finished pattern round 1, it's time to work pattern round 2, and you're going to go back to working with the yarn you cast on and did your setup round in. So in our case, it's our lipstick red yarn. So to begin round 2, you're going to knit the first stitch and its accompanying yarn over together. Now bring your yarn to the front of your work, between the 2 needles. Slip the next stitch purlwise. Now knit the next stitch and its accompanying yarn over together, whilst bringing the yarn over your needle. So you've now created a yarn over whilst also knitting the next stitch and its yarn over together. Bring the yarn to the front of your work between the 2 needles, slip the next stitch purlwise, then knit the next stitch and its yarn over together. So if you just keep repeating those steps right around your entire round, let's see that again. Yarn in between the 2 needles, slip the next stitch purlwise, knit the next 2 stitches together. So just keep repeating that to work pattern round 2. So once you've completed your second pattern round, you'll be able to see that your pattern is beginning to take shape. And to continue working in 2-colour brioche, simply repeat those 2 rounds over and over again until your piece measures your desired length. And eventually, you'll end up with something that looks like this. A great spongy rib stitch. And this is our curious cow, by the way.